It's not just groups like Lakeshore Flavor working to make change. Organizations like the Southeast Market in Grand Rapids are answering the call to the 49507 area, which has largely been called a food desert. Access of West Michigan invites communities into their fresh markets, allowing folks to shop for healthy produce at lower costs. And Feeding America West Michigan has been working for decades to feed our community, currently serving the at least 261,000 people in West Michigan and the Upper Peninsula battling food insecurity. But in order for all of these organizations to work, we need food itself, produce like fruits and veggies, or protein like meat and eggs. It's a good thing that Michigan is home to 10 million acres of farmland and roughly 47,600 farms. But as you may have guessed it, not all that land is equitably spread. And if we're going to talk about food equity, we need to include food from its earliest life in the discussion. And when it comes to farming, people of color are drastically underrepresented in the farming landscape, only making up 0.4% of farmers in Michigan. The Farmers of Color Land Fund sprouted up last year in hopes of expanding land ownership in West Michigan, reclaiming agricultural practices, and addressing past generational injustices to create pockets of green urban spaces and food security. Let's take a look at their mission.
BIPOC farmers have historically been pushed out of America's landscape, and today, access is among the top challenges facing farmers of color across the country. With about 40% of all U.S. farmland being leased, agriculture experts say many growers are being financially forced off land or out of the industry.
I was talking to all these farmers in our food ecosystem here in West Michigan and learning more about the disparities that farmers, small farmers in general experience, but then there's another layer for farmers of color when it comes to accessing land, getting funding for their businesses and farms, and managing all the things that go into a farm business.
The West Michigan Farmers of Color Land Fund hopes to create change on the local level. The project has a fundraising goal of $50,000, which will be used to help support BIPOC farmers in purchasing or maintaining land ownership, as well as connecting with area growers, like Lynette Moore.
Are you? Oh, she's in labor.
Oh, give her a little bit of privacy.
Moore is a farmer out of Muskegon and owner of Moore Garden and Farm, LLC.
I think this is the one. Yeah, these are super warm. I'm sorry. So this would be the nasty part of the job, because you're literally touching poop all the time. And this is just from one bird.
While she has a full-fledged operation now,
we're a vegetable/animal farm. We're not year-round as far as animals, like as far as like pigs and such things like that, but we do keep chickens all year round.
When she first started as a grower, her only area to pot was her driveway and porch.
We built from the ground up with our own money, so it's not like we've had like a bunch of grants or loans that have been keeping us going. So just the fact that we could do it on our own, it's a big struggle, but it's a big accomplishment at the same time.
Moore says having navigated her own journey to land ownership, she wants to help new farmers get connected to education and resources to create more unity in the farming community. President of the West Michigan Farmers of Color Land Fund, Alita Kelly, says relationships like this are what make up the fund's overall mission.
I see the fund as more than just an opportunity to capitalize farming projects. It's about creating a network of people who have similar goals and bonding together and finding safety in being able to share each other's experiences with one another and sharing resources that we come across together, and really building this family of people who are trying to move this area forward.
The project is still in its fundraising phase. Kelly says once the land fund hits $50,000, the group will open applications to local farmers. The money will go towards increasing industry opportunities for people of color who have been systemically pushed out over generations. Kelly says it's an opportunity for people to help repair the harm the country has been complicit in.
When you really look back to our history and how this country was built, it was built on through the labor of people of color, specifically Black Americans. And so for us, it's more about moving the conversation from equity to atonement and what's our responsibility to the people that built this country that we all benefit from now